What if I told you that you might never have to pay federal income taxes again? And what if I told you that the IRS itself could be abolished? Sounds crazy, right? Well, according to Trump's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, that's exactly what's being planned, and it could change everything. Donald Trump wants to eliminate federal income taxes for Americans earning under $150,000 per year, and replace it with tariffs on foreign countries. But could this actually work? Who wins, who loses, and is this just political talk, or a real economic revolution? Today we're breaking down Trump's shocking tax proposal and why it's gaining traction, how tariffs could replace income tax revenue, the impact on businesses, the stock market, and investors, the major roadblocks this plan faces in Congress. This could be one of the biggest tax shifts in American history, so let's break it all down. Welcome back to The Alternative Investor, where we break down the biggest financial, market, and economic news that mainstream media won't tell you. Want to start investing? Get a free stock on Robinhood using my link in the description below. If you love deep dive market analysis, investing insights, and financial news, hit that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Alright, let's get into Trump's radical new tax plan. Yes, you heard that right. The Trump administration is reportedly working on a plan that would completely eliminate federal income tax for individuals earning under $150,000 per year. This proposal would also abolish the IRS as we know it and shift the country's tax system toward a new revenue model. This stunning announcement came from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who recently stated that the government wants to move away from taxing Americans directly and instead focus on taxing foreign countries through tariffs and import duties. Under this proposal, instead of collecting trillions of dollars in income taxes from U.S. workers, the government would supposedly replace that lost revenue by dramatically increasing taxes on imported goods. At first glance, this sounds like an amazing deal for American workers. More money in your pocket, no IRS audits, and foreign countries footing the bill. But is this actually possible? Let's break down how it would work and the potential risks involved. The biggest challenge with Trump's tax proposal is figuring out where the government would get its revenue if it stops collecting federal income taxes from tens of millions of Americans. The administration's plan is to dramatically increase tariffs on imports, essentially making foreign businesses pay the taxes that would have otherwise been collected from U.S. citizens. Right now, the U.S. collects about $350 billion per year from tariffs, which is a fraction of the $2.5 trillion collected annually in income taxes. In order to fully replace income tax revenue, tariffs would need to increase nearly sevenfold. However, the biggest concern with this approach is that tariffs don't just affect foreign businesses. They also impact U.S. consumers and companies that rely on imports. If foreign goods become more expensive due to higher tariffs, American businesses might have to raise prices, which could lead to higher inflation and increased costs for everyday Americans. So while the idea of eliminating income taxes sounds great, the reality is that we might just be shifting the financial burden in a different way. That brings us to the next big question: who benefits and who loses? Middle-class Americans earning under $150,000 per year would be the biggest winners of this plan. They would no longer have to pay federal income taxes, putting more money directly into their pockets. This would help stimulate consumer spending and could boost economic growth. U.S.-based manufacturers would also benefit from this proposal. With higher tariffs making imported goods more expensive, domestic producers would gain a competitive advantage and could see increased demand for American-made products. However, businesses that rely heavily on imports, such as major retailers, tech companies, and auto manufacturers, could struggle under this plan. Higher tariffs mean higher costs, and those increased expenses could be passed on to consumers in the form of rising prices. Foreign companies exporting goods to the U.S. would also be hit hard. With tariffs making their products more expensive, they might lose market share to U.S. competitors or be forced to lower their profit margins to remain competitive. For investors, this means potential big opportunities in U.S.-based businesses, but also risks for industries that depend on global trade. So how does this impact the stock market? Let's dive into that next. Even though this tax proposal sounds dramatic, it won't happen overnight. And there are major political and economic hurdles that could stop it from becoming law. First, congressional approval is required. For Trump's plan to take effect, it would need to pass through Congress, where lawmakers would need to rewrite the U.S. tax code. Given that many politicians rely on tax policy for their own agendas, getting enough support will be an uphill battle. Second, potential opposition from both parties. Even within Trump's own party, not all Republicans support eliminating income taxes. Some fiscal conservatives worry that relying on tariffs alone could destabilize the budget and increase national debt if the numbers don't add up. On the Democratic side, many lawmakers oppose tax cuts for the wealthy, and they may argue that eliminating the IRS would reduce tax enforcement on corporations and high earners. Third, potential economic backlash. Many economists warn that raising tariffs could lead to retaliation from foreign countries, sparking a trade war. This could hurt U.S. exporters and slow down economic growth, making it even harder to balance the budget without income taxes. So while this proposal is exciting, it's far from guaranteed. Investors need to watch how these debates unfold in Congress, because the outcome could have huge implications for the economy and the stock market. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Trump's tax plan could actually work? Would you support zero income tax and higher tariffs? Drop a comment below. I read everyone and I'd love to hear your perspective. Make sure to like and subscribe for more market analysis, investing strategies, and deep dive breakdowns. And don't forget to grab your free Robinhood stock using my link in the description below. This is The Alternative Investor, and I'll see you in the next video.